The cameras were not supposed to catch what happened behind those curtains at the Golden Globes, but someone leaked footage that is about to change everything you thought you knew about these celebrities and their carefully crafted public images. What went down backstage has people demanding answers, and by the end of this video you are going to understand why this might be the scandal that finally breaks the internet. Make sure you subscribe because what I am about to reveal is going to have you questioning every single thing these people have ever said in public. The Golden Globe ceremony was supposed to be another glamorous night where celebrities smile for cameras and celebrate achievements in entertainment. Everyone expected the usual red carpet moments, acceptance speeches, and carefully choreographed interactions designed to maintain the fantasy that everyone in entertainment gets along perfectly. But something happened backstage that shattered that illusion completely, and the people involved are scrambling to control the narrative before it spirals completely out of their hands. Selena Gomez arrived at the event looking stunning and was nominated for her work on a television series that has earned her critical acclaim. She walked the red carpet with confidence, stopped for photos, answered questions from reporters, and seemed to be having a wonderful evening. Hailey Bieber was also in attendance, wearing a custom designer gown that took hundreds of hours to create. The two women have a complicated history that everyone knows about, and anytime they are at the same event, people watch closely to see how they interact or avoid each other. The Kardashian sisters were also present at the ceremony. They had seats in prominent locations and were dressed in outfits that immediately started trending on social media. Their presence at any event guarantees attention, and they know how to work a room better than almost anyone in entertainment. With all of these women in the same building, tensions were already high before anything actually happened. During one of the commercial breaks, several celebrities headed backstage to use restrooms, touch up makeup, or grab refreshments. This is normal during long award shows. What nobody anticipated was that Selena, Hailey, and at least two of the Kardashian sisters would end up in the same backstage area at the same time. Sources who were present say the atmosphere immediately became tense the moment they realized they were all together in a space away from cameras. According to people who witnessed what happened, the confrontation started when one of the Kardashian sisters made a comment that Selena overheard. The exact words are disputed, but multiple sources agree that whatever was said set off a chain reaction that escalated rapidly. Selena apparently responded directly, not backing down or trying to smooth things over. Her response then prompted Hailey to get involved, and within seconds what could have been a minor awkward moment turned into a full confrontation. Voices were raised. Words were exchanged that went far beyond polite disagreement. Security and event staff realized something serious was happening and moved quickly to try to contain the situation. Other celebrities who were backstage scattered, some pulling out their phones to record what they were seeing. Several people managed to capture audio and video before security confiscated devices and demanded that nothing be shared publicly. But as we all know, in the age of social media, once something is recorded, it is almost impossible to keep it completely hidden. The argument reportedly centered on years of accumulated tension between these women. Selena has dealt with public scrutiny about her past relationship and how it ended. Hailey has faced constant comparisons and accusations about the timeline of when her relationship began. The Kardashian sisters have their own complicated connections to everyone involved through friendships, business relationships, and family ties. All of these underlying issues came pouring out in a moment when nobody was performing for cameras. People who heard the exchange say that accusations were thrown around about who leaked stories to media outlets, who has been talking behind whose back, and who is responsible for various rumors that have circulated over the years. Each woman apparently had things she had been holding in for a long time, and the combination of being at a high-pressure event with alcohol flowing and emotions running high created the perfect storm for everything to explode. Event organizers panicked because the Golden Globes broadcast was still happening. They needed to make sure none of this disruption made it onto live television. Security formed barriers to keep other people away from the area where the argument was taking place. Publicists for all parties involved rushed backstage to try to defuse the situation and prevent it from becoming an even bigger scene. The women were separated and taken to different areas of the venue. For the rest of the ceremony, careful coordination went into making sure these women did not cross paths again. Seating was adjusted. Backstage routes were planned so that if any of them needed to leave their seats during the show, they would not encounter each other. Staff members were positioned strategically to redirect people, if necessary. The amount of effort that went into keeping them apart for the remainder of the evening reveals just how serious the confrontation had been. After the show ended, publicists went into immediate damage control mode. Phone calls were made to people who had been backstage. Lawyers sent messages reminding everyone about non-disclosure agreements that many events require attendees and staff to sign. Attempts were made to track down anyone who might have recorded anything. The goal was to keep this entire incident from ever becoming public knowledge. But leaks started happening almost immediately. Blind items appeared on gossip sites describing a major backstage incident at the Golden Globes involving multiple A-list celebrities. Details were vague at first, but as more people started talking, the stories became more specific. Social media users began speculating about who was involved based on who had been at the event. Names started circulating. Theories developed about what could have caused such a scene. Then partial audio surfaced. Someone had managed to record a portion of the argument and leaked it online. The quality was not perfect and some voices were hard to distinguish, but it was clear that multiple women were engaged in a heated exchange. Experts analyzed the audio, trying to identify voices. Fans compared it to interviews and other recordings of the suspected celebrities. While nobody could prove definitively who was speaking, the general consensus quickly formed around Selena, Hailey, and the Kardashians. The audio revealed that accusations were flying about manipulation, jealousy, and using media connections to plant negative stories. One voice could be heard saying something about being tired of playing nice for the public while dealing with attacks behind the scenes. Another voice responded about having every right to defend herself and her relationships. A third voice jumped in trying to mediate, but ended up getting drawn into the argument herself. The chaos in the audio made it clear this was not a calm discussion, but rather an explosive confrontation where everyone was speaking over each other. Representatives for all parties involved released statements denying that any incident occurred. They claimed that any reports of an argument were completely false and that everyone had a lovely evening at the Golden Globes. These denials came quickly and used almost identical language, suggesting coordination between the different publicity teams. They hoped that firm denials would shut down the story before it gained more traction. But the internet was not buying it. Too many people had been present backstage. Too many staff members and other celebrities had witnessed at least part of what happened. The audio that leaked matched too closely with the descriptions that had been circulating. Social media exploded with discussion about the incident. People took sides. Some defended Selena, saying she had every right to finally stand up for herself after years of subtle attacks. Others defended Hailey, claiming she has been unfairly vilified when she did nothing wrong. Kardashian supporters argued that they were just being loyal to their friends. The timing of this incident is particularly interesting because it comes at a moment when all of these women are at important points in their careers and personal lives. Selena has been focusing on her acting and her business ventures while also being open about her personal life in new ways. Hailey has been building her own brand and trying to step out of the shadow of being defined only by her marriage. The Kardashians are navigating changes in their family dynamics and business empire. None of them needed a scandal like this right now. Fashion magazines and entertainment outlets are struggling with how to cover the story. Many of them have close relationships with these celebrities and their teams. They rely on access for interviews, photo shoots, and exclusive content. Reporting aggressively on this incident could damage those relationships. But ignoring a story that everyone is talking about makes them seem out of touch. Some publications have tried to take a middle approach, acknowledging that something happened while being vague about the details. Fans have gone into detective mode, trying to piece together exactly what happened. They are analyzing every photo from the event, looking for signs of tension. They are examining the timeline of when each person was photographed during the ceremony to figure out when the backstage incident could have occurred. They are comparing the leaked audio to speech patterns and word choices from interviews. The level of investigation happening across social media platforms is intense. Some people are calling for everyone involved to just address what happened honestly instead of denying and hiding it. They argue that the attempted cover-up is making things worse and that people would respect transparency. Others say that these celebrities have no obligation to share details about private conflicts and that demanding they do so is invasive and unreasonable. The debate about how much celebrities owe the public in terms of honesty about their lives is playing out in real time. There are also conversations happening about the pressure that women in entertainment face to pretend they all support each other even when real conflicts exist. Men in the industry can have open feuds and disagreements without it becoming a referendum on their entire gender. But when women have conflicts, it often gets framed as cattiness or drama rather than legitimate disagreement. Some commentators are pointing out this double standard, while others are saying that the way this particular confrontation allegedly happened was genuinely inappropriate regardless of gender. The Golden Globes organization has not officially commented on whether any incident occurred backstage. They have said that the ceremony went smoothly, and they were thrilled with how the evening unfolded. This carefully worded statement neither confirms nor denies anything, allowing them to avoid taking a position while the situation remains unclear. Event organizers deal with backstage drama regularly and have perfected the art of pretending nothing happened. As more time passes since the ceremony, more small details keep emerging. Someone claims they saw one of the women crying in a bathroom after the confrontation. Another source says that cars were strategically scheduled to make sure none of the involved parties would encounter each other when leaving the venue. Staff members are whispering about how tense and chaotic things were for a period during the show. Each new detail adds to the picture of just how serious this incident really was. The question now is what happens next. Will anyone involved eventually address what happened? Will more evidence leak that makes denial impossible? Will this blow over as people move on to the next scandal? Or will this be a turning point that changes relationships and dynamics in this circle of celebrities permanently? The answers to these questions will unfold over the coming weeks and months. What is clear is that something significant happened backstage at the Golden Globes. Too many people were present. Too much evidence exists. The denials are not convincing. And the underlying tensions that apparently erupted have been building for years. This was not a random, isolated incident, but rather the inevitable result of conflicts that have been simmering beneath the surface of carefully maintained public personas. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you do not miss any updates as this story continues to develop, because this is far from over.